At those numbers, Larry Kudlow, host of Kudlow on Fox Business, is with me. He has also served as White House economic advisor for the Trump administration. And Larry, it's great to have you with us. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Martha.
So the president met with some of the regulators. He met with Janet Yellen at Treasury and a few others, Jay Powell from the Fed today. You know, when he sits down with them, what do you think his assessment is of what's going on in the economy right now with inflation? And then he's got all this pressure to do even more on the spending side.
Well, I think the regulators will not press him on any of these topics that I hope we have a few moments to talk about. I think you're going to get this is just my view. Climate change and global warming is the ideological mantra of this whole administration. It runs thick and it runs far through virtually every policy, and that includes foreign policy. They see this as an existential threat. I want to say, I am not a climate denier. I think there are issues, but experts that we talk to all the time say that this is no existential threat, and they've gone way too far. And the proposals they're making, you know, whether it's ending fossil fuels or putting up electric car, we don't have the resources, Martha, to meet the time limits that they're setting. It would really throw our economy into complete and utter havoc.
Yeah, I mean, you also got to look at what's on the front burner and what your immediate concerns are, right? When you look at inflation, but Bernie Sanders and others on the left are really putting heat on President Biden in this moment. Here he is talking about, you know, don't get bogged down with the numbers. Watch this.
I sometimes think we get boggled down in numbers, and that's important. But we got to look at what the needs are of the American people. The vast majority of Democrats understand that you cannot go forward without addressing the crises facing the planet. Absolutely, we have got to go forward with the needs of working families in terms of child care, paid family and medical leave, climate, etc.
So $6 trillion is in the package that the president wants. They're talking about even double that, 10, 12 trillion.
So I was right. Climate. Did you hear climate?
Oh, absolutely. It's in every soundbite.
Right. Every single thing. So, you know, Senator Sanders is going to continue his ideological position. He's always been on the left. He is interested in class warfare. He is interested in punishing success. He wants to, quote, tax rich people so they pay their fair share, even though they pay 3 times what middle-income people pay. And those are facts, by the way, that can be proven. I reckon he's seen it, but it doesn't matter. Senator Wyden, chairing the Senate Finance Committee, feels the same way. They want the full Monty infrastructure package, including the social spending, the Green New Deal spending, and a small part of it is old-fashioned infrastructure, and they want the tax hikes. That's the key. And I just want to say, punishing rich people will not help poor people. Punishing rich people will not grow the economy. By the way, punishing rich people will also serve to raise taxes on non-rich middle-income people. We should talk about the corporate tax in a minute and capital gains. And lastly, we have a good, roaring economy. It's a V-shaped economy recovery. I said this when I was still in government. I took a lot of heat for it. That was about a year ago. I'm still saying the same thing, and people are starting to come around. So if you have a roaring recovery, why do you want $6 trillion in spending? And then why do you want to throw a wet blanket on it with $4 trillion in higher taxes?
You know, but President Biden swore up and down, if you make over $400,000, that they're the only people that I'm going to raise taxes on. Inflation is already raised. It's already a tax
Good point.
on every single thing that people are buying at the grocery store and every time they go to the tax. So people already have their taxes up. But you and I know, during an election season, saying we're going to tax the rich guys, that's a very popular campaign motto. People love it. They say, oh, yeah, you should absolutely tax all those people more.
You know, I've been in this game a long time, one way or another. Democrats always run on taxing rich people, and they frequently lose elections. I acknowledge they won the last one. They lost the one before that. When I was with Reagan, I heard that mantra. It doesn't. Taxing rich people, you know, if you want to make any real money, the money's with the middle class. You're going to have to go to a national consumption tax or a value-added tax, which people will hate. But here's the key point. The corporate tax, 70%. Look, people pay taxes, not corporations. 70% of the burden of the corporate tax, and this was in the tax policy study that you cited for me, 70% of that burden is from the middle class. So if you raise the corporate tax and then you're raising it a second time for capital gains, you are damaging blue-collar, Main Street, middle-class people by a significant amount. And by the way, they know it, and they're not going to like it. And if Mr. Sanders has his way, I think that it will not pass. It will not pass the way it is now constituted.
They're trying to put it together. They've got 21 senators, I think, who are on board with this bipartisan deal.
Well, we'll
talk more about it.
That's the skinny deal. The skinny deal. That's not the high tax deal.
It's closer to the one that you guys put together.
That's the one that they should put together. And it is almost exactly what we put together.
I got to go. Thank you so much, Larry. Good